A deafening silence enveloped the conference room as soon as I stepped through the door. My two assistants froze behind me in terror, but I carried on like nothing was wrong, forcing them to follow my lead. Even the species that were telepathic fell quiet as I walked past them, immediately noticeable by their stiffening antennae and wide-eyed stares. It seemed my would-be assassins had already gossiped about their victory. Most of these diplomats had written off humanity as an upstart race. We accomplished warp travel only 50 years prior, a blink of an eye for some of these cultures, and quickly developed close diplomatic relationships with some of the bigger players in the galactic stage, to the point where humans were mostly free to roam any corner of the Milky Way without risking war. The fact we stuck to our corner of the galaxy, despite being capable of expanding, had left some of those people skeptical of our motives. I didn't blame them, really. History had shown that spacefaring cultures rarely played nice with each other. It would be incredibly easy for humans to dismantle entire empires with sleeper agents, due to how widespread we were becoming. Our scientists, artists, and bounty hunters gained notoriety through honest use of their skills, which meant several star systems already relied on us to function smoothly. Unfortunately, some people just couldn't believe a species was that content with mere exploration, not without being secretly evil. Those aliens were too used to their own technological advancements to see it from our perspective. Now that human aging had been mitigated and food was no longer scarce, most of us just wanted to do our own thing, and hopefully learn something valuable along the way. There was plenty of room for everyone in the galaxy. That was our biggest epiphany when we first left the solar system. Furthermore, a whole universe waited for us beyond the galactic rim. Squabbling over territory just felt silly after getting this far. I knew most people wouldn't buy that, though. Some of our allies were even starting to doubt our intentions. My job at this summit was to make sure our current treaties held true. Anything else would be a bonus. Everyone expected me to sit next to the Tros Ting, one of humanity's first friends. That may have been adequate in a normal scenario, but not after an assassination attempt. Looking for sympathy from our allies would make us seem weak, almost like we needed an older species to protect us. That wasn't the message I wanted to send. In order to maintain our standing, proactive measures had to be taken, which is why I chose to sit between the bullies and the co-words, the two groups that had just tried to kill me. "I'm best for a club," gurgled the bully representative, wrapping her forearms around her chest. "How are you feeling?" "Great," I smiled, making myself comfortable. "Something wrong? You look nervous." "Why?" The bully shifted in her seat. The retinue around her hadn't moved an inch since I sat down. "Maybe it looks that way to a human, but I couldn't be more calm." "Of course. Sorry for assuming. I could have sworn you looked a lot more relaxed during our meal. But I guess that's just my silly monkey brain acting up. We have a lot to learn from each other, don't we?" "Yes," muttered the bully. "Your biology astounds me." "I'm sure it does. If you're ever up for another dinner, just let me know. Your delicacies were scrumptious, especially that drink you gave me." I can't credit for all of it." The bully glanced at the co-word ambassador. "Her friendship promised to bring the best ingredients he could." The coward rippled his gelatinous body with an uncomfortable noise, making himself as small as possible. I tried my best." "Nobody said otherwise," I replied. "Say, where did you find those beans? I haven't found good ones in years." The coward struggled to answer me. "Well..." "Yes?" said the bully, hoping to change the subject. "Do you mean you've tried it before?" "Of course. We call it coffee where I'm from. Humans often fraternize over a cup of it, especially after a meal. Don't your people do it too?" The two ambassadors stayed quiet, sharing a quick glance. "Wait a minute," I scratched my chin. "You mean to tell me that isn't the case?" No, said the coward, sweating droplets of purple ooze. "We definitely use it a lot." "But it's really expensive," added the bully, glaring at her ally. "I'm glad it's not worth the cost." As a coffee junkie, I have to disagree. We have it available on our replicators, but nothing beats the taste of freshly ground, organic-grown beans. "Right," said the coward. "Our people have selectively bred the plant for centuries. We've found many applications for it." "Fascinating! I'd love to see your farms. Perhaps we could share notes. Heck, there's a lot of demand for it in our world. If you're interested in discussing a trade deal." The bully frowned.
That won't be possible, said the coward, intimidated. He actually looked tempted for a second. We're very secretive when it comes to our growing operations. Sorry.
Oh, what a shame.
Yes,
said the bully.
A shame. I'm surprised you blubber that much. Some can't handle it.
I can see how that might be the case. Some humans aren't very good at tolerating it, but most find the buzz is usually worth it. Then again, that's our lot in life. We embrace discomfort to get what we want. Some species value the opposite, so I suppose it would be easy to never try anything difficult when they don't have to. Now that I think about it, the same applies to our friendships. I started laughing. We often tolerate the most crap from those we love. I gave them both a dead-eyed stare. Otherwise, why put up with it? The coward ambassador shrieked and rolled away in a ball, grabbing the attention of everyone else in the conference room. The bully tensed up, unable to speak. She seemed like she wanted to do the same as her ally, but she couldn't afford to look weak in front of this many people. I didn't have to say anything else. My threat had been clear. The rest of the summit went smoothly from then on. Our allies saw that humanity wouldn't back down from a challenge, but that we wouldn't be savages about it. That earned us a lot more respect going forward. As I was leaving the conference room, one of my assistants went on to ask me why I dealt with them so kindly. If we had reported them instead, they would have been in clear violation of several treaties, something that would have crippled them with sanctions and tariffs. I shrugged off their concern, saying, Sure, we could have messed with them even more, but something tells me they wouldn't have learned their lesson otherwise. Remember, cooperation and endurance got humanity this far. Show them that the rising tide lifts all boats, and they'll discover it can drown them if they don't get on board. Besides, I chuckled, I'm pretty grateful. Do you know how hard it is to find good coffee around here?